I did see that you had an opportunity to work with Styles P. What was that like?
Oh man, that was amazing. That happened not in the beginning of when I started, because I started right after high school. I really started pursuing like music, and I did stuff before that as well. But a few years in, I linked up with Styles and them over at D Block, and Jada Kid, Sheik Luch, and a lot of the dudes over there. They really taught me a lot. Styles taught me a lot. Getting to see him in the booth, getting to see how he maneuvered, even to the point that I'm on the come up and I'm sleeping on the couch in the studio so I can like get in the booth. Like that's normal for people on the grind. Like you're not going home, you're there all the time. And Styles is right there sleeping on the other couch. Like he's already a millionaire, already 2 decades plus into this career, fully successful, and he still has enough love for it to break night in the studio just to get some stuff done. And I think that's really amazing, his work ethic and in and out of the booth. So yeah, I think it was amazing. He definitely taught me a lot, and it was just really cool to be around him. Like you start realizing, like, oh, these dudes, because I only knew him through his music, but like he's into kung fu and insect documentaries and Juices for Life, which is his juicing brand, like bringing health to the hood, and he went vegan. Like he's a very complex individual, and it was an honor to learn from him. Yeah.
Shout outs to Styles P.
Absolutely, absolutely. Tell me if you can, you were quite young, the story behind Three Down. How did that come about? How did that come about?
This is probably my first three down question ever. And there's still a song on if people type in three down baby boo, they can see me rapping at 8 years old. It was hilarious. The voice is like a chipmunk. That's probably the only video that we put out, but we actually recorded a whole album. So Benzino, where a lot of people today probably know him as Coi Leray's dad, but he was way, obviously in the source, big in hip hop media, hip hop itself, and he had us me, his son, back then was called Lil Ray Ray, and now his name is Chavo. He does music as well. And Lil James. And Lil James was a singer. So it was three of us. We were all before we was teenagers. I had to be like 9 years old. And a young hip hop group. And we all kind of like got together. Right after my pops died, I said I wanted to get into music, but it was kind of one of those things where if you're a little kid and you're like, hey, I want to be a fireman, they're like, oh, that's cool. Like, you'll be that when you grow up, da da da, like probably get you a fire truck toy. But imagine it was like, okay, cool. Let's get a fire truck and go right into the firehouse and stuff on that. So that was kind of situation like, oh, I want to do this. But we had the resources and connections. So my mom and a few other people that we knew, they linked up with Benzino. I did an audition. We went in. And we kind of just collected, made the group. We did a lot of stuff, man. We opened up for DMX in Puerto Rico. Recipes to him. We opened up for Ja Rule in like stadiums. Like it was during the time like we was doing stadiums, and it was crazy. And then it all fell apart. I believe. Correct me. And I might be wrong. It happened a bit ago, but around that time, I believe Benzino started beefing with Eminem. That was like the impetus of him beefing. Like they still have problems to this day, but
To this day, shout out to Benzino, friend of the show.
Definitely friend of the show, Benzino. Much love.
yeah, yeah, facts. And back then, I think the impetus of it started happening. I think there was a weird clause where since we were minors and there was issue, I don't know, something happened, but we had a deal on the table and the deal got dropped. Maybe he would know more about it, but it was a big deal too. I think it was like maybe 1.2 on there, like which would have drastically changed my life now that I think about it. Because after that deal got dropped, the Three Down broke up. Again, we made a whole album and never got released. All the songs are pretty fire for like kids songs. Like, it was pretty great. And we shot that one video that was serialized. And yeah, everything just is in the boxes and on the shelf there. But yeah, after that, pursued my regular life and the group broke up. But yeah, it was definitely an interesting time. I always forget that happened. Like so young. Like yeah, it was crazy.